Listen, the 1980s didn't just have R&B hits. It had R&B turning into a whole new language. The decade where the sound got sleeker, bolder, and finally loud enough to run the world. And I'm not talking popular songs. I'm talking 10 records that changed how R&B is produced, how it's sung, how it's danced to, and how it feels in your chest.
Shaka Khan, let me rock it, Shaka Khan. Let me rock it, that's all I wanna do.
Picture it, late night radio, street lights sliding across the windshield, tape hiss in the speakers, and a slow jam that feels like it was written for your life. Meanwhile, the clubs are heating up with a brand new swing that's about to rewrite the whole culture. Because if you skip this list, you'll miss the exact moments when Quiet Storm became luxury, when New Jack Swing kicked the door in, and when R&B stopped being just soul music and became the blueprint for the 90s and beyond. So stay with me to the end, because number one is the song that didn't just change R&B. It changed the direction of modern music. And once you hear why, you'll never listen to the 80s the same way again. Number 10, Luther Vandross, Never Too Much. This one feels like a brand new suit on a Friday night. Clean, shiny, confident. You'd hear it in the car with the windows cracked, or in the living room when somebody's auntie is actually dancing and smiling. It's upbeat, but it still has that grown-up heart. It dropped in October 1981 on Epic Records, and Luther didn't just sing it, he wrote and produced it too.
I can't fool myself, I don't want nobody else to ever love me.
The song hit number one on Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs, which was huge for a debut solo moment like that. Lyrically, it's simple. That rush of love where you can't stop thinking about somebody, like the feeling is too much, but you don't want it to end. Fun fact, it was recorded in July 1981, and it's literally Luther building his own lane from day one. Voice, writing, production, everything.
You are my shining star, my guiding light, my love fantasy.
Why it's overlooked today, people remember Luther as the ballad king, so this groovy early blueprint doesn't always get the credit for shaping that slick 80s R&B polish. Real heads keep this one like a secret key, and the next tune, same decade, but this time the vibe turns darker, slower, and way more intimate. If this song just hits you in that quiet place, don't let this moment be a one-time thing. Subscribe to Demo. We're building a home for real R&B and soul. The kind that heals, the kind that tells the truth. Hit subscribe and come back whenever you need a song that understands you. Number 9, Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing. This is midnight energy. Rain on glass, one lamp on, the whole room quiet like it's listening to. It's not loud. This is that smooth, hypnotic, slow jam that makes time slow down. It was released October 9th, 1982 on Columbia CBS, and Marvin produced it himself. It was a massive comeback era record, peaked number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it won him 2 Grammys at the 1983 awards, including Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. The lyrics are straight up about longing and desire, but what made it special is how calm and modern it sounded for the time. Fun fact, Marvin recorded it in Belgium at Studio Katie. That alone tells you he was in a whole different chapter of his life. Why it's overlooked today, everybody respects it, but a lot of people don't realize this track basically became a template for modern slow jam production after it. This is crate digger gold, even if it's famous. Keep listening, because the next one is where R&B starts taking that pop world over without losing the soul.
There's a
Number 8, Whitney Houston, How Will I Know? This feels like bright city lights after a hard week. Cute, hopeful, and unstoppable. You'd hear it on the radio, and suddenly everybody's mood lifts, even if they don't admit it. It's R&B joy with pop shine, but still real feelings underneath. It was released November 22nd, 1985 on Arista, written by George Merrill, Shannon Rubicam, and Narada Michael Walden, with Walden producing. It became one of the #1 hits from Whitney's debut era, part of that run that made her a global force. Lyrically, it's the sweet panic of a crush. I'm feeling something, but how do I know it's real? Fun fact, it's dance pop on the surface, but the vocal phrasing is pure R&B discipline. Whitney could make a fun record still sound like the truth. Why it's overlooked today, people talk about Whitney's power ballads more, so this one doesn't always get its flowers for proving R&B could rule pop radio with warmth and style. Real heads, keep this one like a secret key. And next, we're hitting the record that helped normalize rap plus R&B together. Plus, there's a wild behind-the-scenes twist people still argue about. Number 7, Chaka Khan, I Feel For You. This is the moment the dance floor and the street shook hands. You'd hear it in clubs, at cookouts, on the radio, everywhere, and it felt like the future arriving early. The groove is bright, but the attitude is serious. Chaka's big version, 1984 era, brought in Mel Mel on the rap intro and Stevie Wonder on harmonica, and it even uses a vocal sample from Stevie's Fingertips. It peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, and the track sold over 1 million copies in the US and UK. The song was written by Prince originally, and the Chaka version helped turn it into a culture moment big enough to win Grammys tied to the song and performance. Fun fact, that famous part where Mel Mel says Chaka Khan at the top, according to the story, it was a mistake. Producer Arif Mardin kept it, and it became iconic. Why it's overlooked today, people remember it as a fun 80s hit, but they forget how brave it was to blend rap, R&B, funk, and pop in a way mainstream radio couldn't ignore. Controversy, Pay Off, the one I teased. So remember, I said we were getting to a track people still debate? This is it. Back then, not everyone wanted rap inside R&B. Some DJs and listeners loved the energy, and some people felt it didn't belong on a soul record. You'll still hear different opinions today, depending on who you ask. What's not debated is the impact. The song made the fusion feel normal and exciting, not forced. A door open for the whole R&B hip-hop relationship that exploded later.
Feel for you. Feel for you.
And that Kept Mistake intro, it turned into part of the legend. Proof that sometimes the thing you didn't plan becomes the thing that lives forever. That's why this tune isn't just music, it's history. And the next tune, different mood, less playful, more fearless, and it helped define the attitude of late 80s R&B.
Sitting in the movie show, thinking nasty thoughts.
Number 6, Janet Jackson, Nasty. This one is pure confidence. It feels like stepping outside at night with your head up, like you're not asking permission for anything. The beat is tight, sharp, and it carries that "don't try me" energy. It was released April 4th, 1986 on A&M, produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, recorded at Flight Time in Minneapolis. It hit number 1 on Hot R&B hip-hop songs and crossed big on pop too. Lyrically, it's about boundaries and self-respect. No explicit stuff, just grown confidence. Fun fact that Miss Jackson and her nasty line became a pop culture stamp people keep flipping in different ways. Why it's overlooked today. People talk about Control as an album, but they don't always point to Nasty.
That's right. Let me tell it. Nasty. Nasty voice.
As a key moment where R&B took control of its own voice, especially for women, on a massive stage. Real heads keep this one like a secret key. Next up, we slow it down and go luxury, because one song made late night R&B feel like velvet. Number 5, Anita Baker, Sweet Love. This is candlelight music. It feels like a quiet ride home or a slow dance in a clean living room when the party's over and it's just the real ones left. Warm, adult, and tender without trying too hard.
Baby, stay with me.
It was released in May 1986 on Elektra, produced by Michael J. Powell, and it became Anita's breakthrough. Number 2 on Billboard R&B, number 8 on the Hot 100. It won the Grammy for Best R&B Song at the 1987 Awards. The lyrics are pure devotion, love that feels safe and steady, not chaotic. Fun fact, the track is tagged Quiet Storm for a reason. This is the sound of late night radio becoming a whole mood and lifestyle. Why it's overlooked today, people call it classic and move on, but it quietly set the standard for the grown lane that artists still chase. This is Crate Digger Gold. And the next tune, it's the opposite. Minimal, funky, and it proved R&B could be stripped down and still destroy the charts. Number 4, Prince, Kiss. This one is lean and dangerous in the best way. It feels like a packed room with one spotlight, everybody watching, and the groove doing all the talking. No extra weight, just pure attitude. It was released February 5th, 1986 on Paisley Park Jock Warner Brothers, and Prince wrote and produced it himself. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of those records that sound like nothing else. Lyrically, it's flirtation and confidence. Prince telling you, you don't need a lot, just be you. But with that wink. Fun fact, Kiss is a masterclass in less is more. Proof that R&B funk can feel huge without stacking a million instruments. Why it's overlooked today, people file it under Prince Pop. But it changed the way producers thought about space, drums, and groove, especially going into late 80s and 90s. Real heads keep this one like a secret key. Next, we're stepping into the new jack swing era, where the drums start talking back. Number 3, Keith Sweat, I Want Her. This is when the swing starts getting that street bounce. You'd hear it in the car, in the club, and at house parties where people are doing that smooth two-step like they invented it. It's confident, direct, and it moves. It was released September 21st, 1987 on Elektra, written by Keith Sweat and Teddy Riley, and produced by them too. It hit number 1 on Hot R&B hip-hop songs and reached number 5 on the Hot 100. Lyrically, it's straight pursuit, no poetry overload, just desire and confidence said plainly. Fun fact, the record became a year-end number 1 on Billboard's R&B year-end list for 1988, showing how huge that sound was becoming. Why it's overlooked today. People talk about New Jack Swing like it's a vague era, but this is one of the records that made it feel like a real movement. This is Crate Digger Gold. And the next one, it's the moment that swagger meets hit-making science. R&B goes fully pop lethal.
Girl, the only thing that
Number 2, Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel. This is the sound of late 80s confidence. Clean but bold, playful but serious. You'd hear it on the radio and feel like the whole city had a new rhythm. It's that I'm outside tonight energy. It dropped May 16th, 1988 on MCA, recorded at Silver Lake, Los Angeles, written by Babyface, L.A. Reid, and Daryl Simmons, and produced by L.A. Reid and Babyface.
matters in my life is that I'm down for you when
This style sits right in New Jack Swing and late 80s R&B pop fusion. Lyrically, it's relationship tension, warning someone not to play games before love turns cold. Fun fact, that Babyface Reid chemistry became a factory for late 80s, 90s R&B, and this song is one of the loudest proof stamps of that era.
treat you right. You've got no cause to treat me.
Why it's overlooked today. Bobby's bigger story and bigger singles sometimes steal the spotlight, but Don't Be Cruel is part of the exact formula that shaped how R&B singles were built going forward. Real heads keep this one like a secret key. And now we're at number 1, the one that didn't just shift R&B, it shifted the direction of the next decade.
Quick break. If you love music stories like this, check out our sponsor, The Lore Store on Amazon. It's like a special music collection with books, vinyl, gear, and culture picks for rock, pop, hip-hop, R&B, Afro music, and reggae. What I like is that it's not random stuff. Everything is picked on purpose, and there are some real hidden gems in there. And just so you know, when a good item sells out, it may not come back. The link is in the description, and if you shop through it, you're also supporting this channel.
Back to life, to reality. Back.
Number 1, Soul 2 Soul Feet, Karen Wheeler, Back to Life, However Do You Want Me. This feels like streetlights on wet roads and a heartbeat you can't argue with. It's soft and tough at the same time, like romance with boundaries. It's not shouting, it's pulling you in.
Back to life, to reality. Back.
It was released May 30, 1989 on Virgin Records as a single from Club Classics Volume 1, also known as Keep On Moving in the US. The lyrics are about love with clarity, if you want me right. And it helps set up that smoother, groove-based R&B direction you hear all over the early 90s. Fun fact, the track's bigger impact is how it blended UK club culture, soul, and pop instincts into one record that still sounds fresh when it comes on. Why it's overlooked today, depending on where you grew up. Some people file it as dance or UK soul, but it's a key bridge into modern R&B's smoother, moodier future. This is Crate Digger Gold with a worldwide passport. And if you think the 80s ended here, nah, this record is basically the front door to the 90s.